Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Eastbound Coal. I can't get my mouse to work. What's going on? Okay, there we go. So we need to see. Train coal has just been loaded at the Acton mine. We need to go run around. We'll need to get the locomotive out of the train. So what we're looking at right here is the CW40-8. This is an add-on engine for the Sandpatch route. I don't know if it'll show up on other routes or not. It might, but we've got a CSX CW40-8. Very similar to the other engines that we're running, but just a little bit older. This would have been, I think, 1990s maybe is when these were running. So, great looking model. It does have a bug that I found. Now, there's probably more. Once again, I don't find the bugs that people find, but I have a bug with the horn. The horn will blow for probably 20 or 30 times, and then it'll just disappear off into the distance, off into the sunset, and then the horn doesn't work anymore after that. You have to stop the game. You have to save it and then reload it. You can pick up where you left off, but then the horn will work again. So we are going to run these engines down, get them hitched. We actually got to switch them over to the other track. So close that. Get back on board. Set the reverser to forward. Yes, sir. Power handle N. Turn the bell off, and we need to shut off everything. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What are you doing? Jump that train off the tracks. So, once again, I wanted to apologize and say I'm sorry that, once again, as you guys know, my life has been crazy. I think you guys know, but I think some of you don't, because in the last couple of videos, I've had some people complaining about the content on the channel, like, there's nothing new. Well, I'm doing the best I can, but like I said several times throughout several videos, I'm busy right now. I've got real life going on. If you guys can't understand that, I can't help you. I'm doing the best I can to bring you as much content as I possibly can. But right now, I've had to spend the last 3 months getting a 5-bedroom home that was in terrible condition, completely filled with junk, to the point where I can sell it. Because my mom passed away. So I don't have extra time to make tutorials and all these in-depth videos. I'm pretty much, what I'm doing is I record as I play. So I'm trying to bring you the reviews of new stuff that comes out and just some gameplay stuff that if I could throw it together and do like a single recording instead of having to do a ton of editing, we're into that. That's what I'm trying to do for you guys. And I apologize if it's not enough for you. I'm really trying my best to get you guys some good content, but stuff comes up. And I know a lot of you guys have been patient, but some of you haven't. Just be patient with me. Once again, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm moving now. So I've got my mom's house is for sale. Once that house sells, I'm buying a new house, and I'm moving. And that means I got to pack up all my stuff and move all the stuff out of this house. Then I got to fix this house up and get it ready for sale. So I've got probably a good 5 months of upturn, along with a full wedding season and the photography business. All of that happening at once. So you guys need to be patient with me. I promise you, when we get to the fall, things will start picking up again. We got some new things to cover. I probably will drop one of the games. I don't know which one's going to get the drop or lessened, but we have Farm Manager 2021 coming up, and I will probably be playing that quite a bit. So maybe I'll drop Flight Sim for a little while, because nobody seems to watch those videos anyway. So I'm looking for ways to get you guys content and to bring you guys quality stuff, but I can't do it like 100% of the time like I used to. And you guys need to be patient with me. It will come back, I promise. But I'm just begging you guys to be patient, you know. And I've got people telling me that my channel died, and I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, it's not as crazy as it used to be. I understand that, but there's a lot going on. Please. You know, the channel's not dead. We still have lots of people hanging out and watching videos and having fun. And goodness gracious, like, it's been a couple months. I know, but you guys got to be patient with me. Or don't. There's plenty of other YouTubers out there, and honestly, my content's just okay. It's not the greatest content ever. So if you leave, I get it. but I'm doing the best I can. You know. Anyway, the one thing I don't like about this engine, and I'm just going to go there, the resolution on the seats and this leather panel are just kind of, I don't know, they leave a little bit to be desired. They're not great looking. So, oops, nope, don't go to idle. Anyway, that's my one complaint. Everything else looks great. See, look at these textures are really good looking. Everything looks great here. And then this looks kind of like mush. But maybe that's the game, like the in-game engine. I'm sure these are probably pulled over from another sim or another version of the game, probably from the last version. So they're going to be there might be some texture issues. That's the only thing I can think of. All right, so minimum reduction will do us. I can use the loco brake though too. Wonder why they had us creep so far away from the switch. Like, maybe because we have to pass the signals? I don't know. It's weird that they're making us go this far up. One thing I'd like about the new Sandpatch route versus the one from Train Sim World, there's definitely more detail in the towns and surrounding villages and stuff. Like, as you go up the mountain and back down again, there's a lot more to pass. So I'm really pretty impressed with that. I am enjoying the new route. New as like a year old. Brake cutout valve to cut out. Yep. Headlights off. Head to the other cab. Everything's done? Really? Okay. Can we turn the number boards on at least? Cab signal ditch lights. I wonder what that does. Engine control run. Headlight control single or middle unit. Single or middle, okay. The one thing we didn't do, we got this. We got to put this to trail. Oh, it was already there. They did it for us automatically. You have to set that to trail. So let's see what the number board lights look like. I like having the number boards on. I don't know what the, I'm sure somebody trained here would give me the policy for how you deal with number boards. These are going to be the long hood number boards right there. That's with them off, and that's with them on. And then that's the front end, short hood. You got the short hood, and they consider this a hood, a long hood here. See if you can get in the seat. Sorry. I detect a problem here. Get the bridges. Okay. The seat's waggling. There we go. That was weird. Oh, we got a green light. Look at that. All right. Turn our number lights on this engine too. Long hood, short hood. There we go. Set the headlights to auxiliary. Yes, sir. That's all there is to it. Leader dead. Yep. Cut in. Freight. Reverser forward. Where's our gauge lights? Well, I guess we're just going to roll forward now. There's a gauge light switch somewhere here. Step lights on. Heating, air conditioner, gauge lights. There we go. Oh, that's better. Okay. Stop at location in front of wagons. You got it. The horn is still working, by the way. That's good news. As we make our way across the river. I'm not sure what river that is. Somebody will know what that is. Is that the Monongahela? Or the Allegheny? Feels like we're going awfully fast. We might be... Oh, no, we're not over speed. Okay, well, let's let it roll. We'll let it drift. It's getting all nervous there. Seems like we're going a little too fast. I love the detail on the outside of this engine. It's really good looking. Look at that. And I love I love the whacked. I love the fact, unlike the engines that are in this one for the default, like the factory engines, they're newer looking, though some of them are worn. These are very worn looking, which would be, you know, pretty accurate. The paint's faded. It's no longer reflective, no longer shiny. It's just used. And since these engines are probably late 1980s, 1990s, we're talking, you know, they've been in operation for decades. They would look very faded and pretty used. So I've really been enjoying kind of hanging out on Train Sim World. Hopefully you guys are having fun too. These are just kind of lightweight, easy, fun videos. No pressure. I'm not very good at driving a train, but the freight ones aren't quite as bad as some of the other ones. I'm better at freight than at passenger service. I'm always late when I do the passenger service. I just can't. It would be really nice to have some feedback with an actual brake handle to be able to tell how far you're pulling or pushing it. I think that probably would help. I'd always wonder what it'd like to drive one of these in real life. Like, it would be probably pretty. I mean, there's a lot of monitoring you have to do. It seems like it's more necessarily about, you know, checking your speed and making sure that everything's going the way it's supposed to go gauge wise. Because obviously you're not steering, but you have a lot more responsibility or weight, literally. See what we're doing. Yeah, theoretically we could go a lot faster here, but well, this is a long train. So this is one of the things supposedly. Now, once again, I never really played much of the original Train Sim World. So I'm curious if this route. They said one of the big differences between Train Sim World and Train Sim World 2 is that you can actually have, you know, prototypical length trains, like actual length trains, like what you would see on a regular railway. Representative of the regular railroading. And this train looks to be just about right. Got about, what would you say, about 50 or 70 cars here? About a mile long, mile and a half. There's some really cool, like railroad action going on in Pennsylvania. Obviously they have the Horseshoe Curve near Altoona, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's part of the same system of rails as this. Like Sandpatch is just a little further down the road. In fact, I'm surprised that they went this far but didn't go all the way to Altoona and go through the curve. Like, it kind of shocks me. Altoona's a cool town. Definitely mid-Pennsylvania in feel and practice. It's a pretty big town. Like, I was shocked at how large it is, and it's got its own like AAA baseball team. The Altoona Curves. And it's kind of right smack in the heart of Pennsylvania. All right. Throttle off. And brakes on. We can use the locomotive brake. Coast on over that. Brakes on. Stop. Okay. Okay, we're in reverse, and we do need to contact the dispatcher because we got to cross that sign. One thing that we should probably do is check the trackage to make sure we're going down the right. Oh, we don't have that option, do we? Oh, wow. Okay. Well, yeah, there's no. They control it, so that's cool. Proceed at restricted speed. What is our restricted speed? 35. Wow, that's kind of fast. Let all those around us know that we're doing a backing maneuver. Pretty scenery, and that the wind towers. That's definitely Pennsylvania. Any hilltops that you see there, a lot of times there's wind towers, especially in and around Somerset. When you're going across the turnpike, you see them there. They get up to the top of the hill there through the tunnels, and bam, wind towers. And we're gonna ride on the back of the engine here. Nope. Come on, camera. There, now it feels like we're riding the high iron. So these are the old school style missions, the pre Clinchfield Railroad. Back when missions only took an hour. Pick up these cars that are already loaded, take them to a destination. Whereas the Clinchfield, it's like, no, you are going to do all of it. You drive the train up, load it up, bring it back. We need more of those. Now we just gotta be careful not to smack into these cars, because you know it's coming. At least with the way I drive. Gentle. Gentle. Don't get killed. It's a nice day and should be an easy run. All right. Completed the checks. Bail off. We're going to proceed to the Sandpatch Tunnel. Give it a little more power because we're not getting traction. There we go. Make sure everything's released. Looking good, I think. We're still holding some brake pressure, though. That's a little odd. Didn't want to go to N4. How about N3? There we go. And we're going to watch the wheel slippage. See if we're not slipping, so that's good. Somebody did say that if you do end up running your engine like at full bore, like we were in the clinch field, if you do it for too long, the engine will actually catch on fire. Like, it will overheat and blow. So, gotta watch. All right, we are underway. Pardon me. My allergies. Tis the season. I'm taking some allergy meds, hoping that that'll kind of keep things from getting too bad as we go through the pollination cycle. But it's going to get bad. No matter what I do, it'll get bad. A little late drawing right there. Look at those gorgeous engines, though. Those CSXs are big, beautiful engines. This game looks amazingly good. Like, I mean, the background scenery is okay, but the skies look really good, and the cars and the train engines just look almost realistic at times. Like, they look really good. It's a good-looking sim. We're still at 20 miles an hour. We have to get it out of that siding. All right, so we're going to head up the mountain and deliver this load to Cumberland, I guess. We're going to take it up through the mighty Sandpatch. How are we doing on speedometer? Nope, we're still there. 700 yards till 35, which is further because we have to get the back of the train through the 35 before it actually becomes 35. Couldn't help it. Tried to stop myself. All right, so we're moving along good. Let's see how we're doing on the gauges. All right, so speed limit's gone up, so we can bump it back up to 4 now, I think. We can maybe even push 5. 280 yards, it stays at 35. Green light in 1.4 miles. Pardon me. Yep, 40 passenger service, 35 freight. I wonder how much passenger service these lines see. I would think that there are. I mean, there's still Amtrak trains that go through Cleveland from like New York to Chicago. Just not a lot. Like, you don't see them very often. Bump that power up again. There's got to be a grade crossing here somewhere. There it is. Pardon me. This is a very pretty part of the not layout, of the route right here going under this bridge. It's got to be another train line there. It's probably like Norfolk and Southern or something going over the top. Actually, it's probably not. It's probably part of. It's like, I think maybe that's the track that goes to the mine. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. I have no idea what that is. Arthur. We're coming into the hill. We're going to start going uphill here pretty quick. Gonna need more power. Power. Put that dash 8 into notch 8. Let's take a look at the map real quick while we're climbing here. I just want to see. No, that line is not part of our run here. And we're never going to hit 35 because the grade has begun as we fight our way up the hill. That's probably the mine right there. Does it say what the track names are? No, but that's it. That takes you to the mine there. So that's where these cars came from. Most likely they filled them up down there and then brought this back the other way. Are we losing speed? Ooh. And we had a train whistle sign, but I haven't seen it crossing yet, unless we just drove past it without noticing. Yeah, maybe that was it back there. Oops. I was busy looking at the map. We didn't blow the horn. Sign failure. That's a nice facility over there, whatever that is. Some kind of factory. Very pretty. Here's a great crossing. Yeah? No. Never mind. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. Here she comes. Absolutely beautiful. Wait a minute, are we at Sandpatch already? We might be. Got Sandpatch Tunnel in 3.5 miles. Yeah, here's Sandpatch Station, I think. We should see the sign here pretty soon. The summit of the Alleghenies. I'll attest to this. This does look like Pennsylvania. No, this is Myersville, I think. Okay, so we're not at Sandpatch yet. That's pretty cool. Nice little town there. All right, we're going to continue on. And I will catch you when something exciting happens, but for now, we're just going to cruise up the mountain. I'll get you at the next set of crossings. Ah, the peaceful mountains. Never mind the coal train roaring through the background. Here it comes. It's a long train. There's no denying that. There's the end back there. Not that long, though. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So about 35, 40 cars, somewhere around there. It's a rough guesstimate. Coming up on the next exchange here. Train spotter. Sweet. You can see here we're starting to get towards the top of the mountains. We're not there yet though, but you can see the tops of the hills aren't quite as far away as they were. We're very quickly climbing towards the top. So it is a cool bridge there. It's again the other train line. Is that part of our no, that's not part of us. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. That's here. That's where we're headed. So no, that's not a train line. That's actually a road, I guess. It's like a regular road. Huh. Looks an awful lot like a train bridge. I don't know. Work going on. Coming up on another grade crossing here. Let's see what's going on. This is pretty here. Look at that. That's probably the road that that's gonna cross us here down the line a little bit. Some kind of town or something. They got the road closed. Why are we bothering blowing the horn? You see that? They had the road all blocked off. No one's going to be crossing there. Now this is an interesting thing. They've split the rail off here. I wonder if there were more tracks going through that before, or if they're expanding it and they're going to add a yard. Once again, they're either shrinking or expanding, but it's interesting because it used to be wider here, or it's going to be wider here. More than likely used to be wider. With the way things go with trains, they always simplify and tear back, it seems like. I think train companies are pretty well. Like, there's always a call for trains because they're the cheapest way to move. It costs like $1 of fuel or something to move, like heavy items across the country. it seems like obviously it costs a lot to operate these engines, but when you think of the amount of material that they're able to pull, it actually ends up being a very inexpensive way to move freight. At least that's my understanding. It is pretty much the cheapest way to move freight for the fuel cost. I'm interested to see what they're going to do here. If this, we might be coming up to Sandpatch. Let's see here. Wow, we're losing speed. Please, summit. I mean, we're definitely coming up near the summit. Look, see, we're almost up to the top of the mountains here. If you look, like the summits of the mountains are here, so we're really getting close to the top. And the Sandpatch is called the summit of the Alleghenies. It's the highest railroad track, I think, in this area, or for the Allegheny Mountains. So I would guesstimate that we are getting near Sandpatch. Sanders on, speaking of Sandpatch. We do have a yellow signal ahead. I forget how it goes. I think it goes yellow, and then flashing yellow means that you're going to be stopping coming up ahead. Yellow means that be ready to stop at the next signal, but you probably have a flashing yellow. And then when you have a flashing yellow, it means the next signal is most likely going to be red and be prepared to stop. Is that Sandpatch? It's not, so we're still climbing. No, I think that was it, because here's Sandpatch Tunnel. I didn't see the sign, but that's it right there. There we go. So there's the summit right there, summit of the Alleghenies right there. So in a second here, we're going to have to watch, because we're going to actually shift now and start heading downhill. And we have a stop ahead, so we're actually I'm going to reduce the throttle. We're going to let the engine slow down a little bit. We'll keep it about 20. I think 20 is restricted speed. So it's saying 30, but if I'm not mistaken, Engineer's Handbook says 20 miles an hour for restricted with a stop ahead. Yep, you can see the grade is ending, and we've just crossed over the top, so we're heading back down again. So we've done it. We've made it over the top of the mountain. Let the engines cool down a little bit. And we're going to get the engine into setup. Yep, and dynamic brake is the way to go, and we are definitely descending. So we'll start the brakes into 1, and we're just going to keep an eye on that speed. We do have a clear signal ahead now, so they're getting us ready. Remember, make adjustments in small increments as you plunge down the hill to your death. 18 miles! Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's a trek. And we're starting to increase in speed. Got it locked to 24. Seem to be doing okay, but we're not. Also, we're still at only 5% down. I think it gets as much as 1.5. Well, that's going to put us to the test for sure. I'm going to try to stay 4 or 5 miles an hour under the speed limit so that I'm not like on that edge. set goals for yourself, try to achieve. So we've made it through the tunnel. And now we're going to head down. Wow, this is really pretty here, though. Look at that. Oh, that's weird. I can't change cameras. Something happened. That works. But my camera views. Oh, because the train is still in the tunnel. If any of the trains in the tunnel, you can't use the camera. Increase the throttle. The dynamic brakes are kicking on. I think 8's our max. And we're at a full 1.7 downgrade. We'll go to full dynamic brake here. See if we can't check some of that speed. If not, I'm going to switch over to the automatic brakes. Okay, we've got the speed in check, but we're not stopping. So I'm going to put minimum reduction on and get back down to 25. (26), 25, release. And at 8, we should be able to hold at 25. But we're going to keep an eye on that. If we get any steeper than this, yeah, there we go, down to 24. That's good. Heading in the right direction. Yikes. That dynamic brake is working hard to keep our train in check as we head down the mountain. And we're moving back up towards 30, so we got to really watch here. Throw that brake back on again for a little bit for a little minimum reduction. We'll get back down to 25. Seven. 26. 25. Get back off. And we have a crossing coming up here. It's Mance. Mance Raider. Okay, so we can release that now. And we'll slowly build up the speed again. I'm sure. Got down to 23. Now the good news is the grade is lessening a little bit. 1.4. I wonder if that's where George R.R. Martin got his Mance Raider name, which is funny. Mance Raider is such a funny name to me because it is such a Star Wars name. Like the other names that he has are really very good, like made up names that have like a medieval feel, you know. But for some reason, Mance Rayder is like Han Solo and Luke Skywalker's brother, you know. Mance Rayder. Anyway, I've never watched the shows. I probably never will. I think they're probably a little too graphic, if you know what I mean, for me. But I really did enjoy the books, but I'm afraid that he's never going to finish the books because the guy keeps like stalling and stalling. I know he's written more, but I think he's going to die before he finishes the books. I mean, he's doing like one every 10 years. The guy, he's in his 70s. He's going to be 90 when he finishes his last book. If his brains are intact at that point, like I don't know. I mean, no offense, but dude, like quit screwing around and get the last 2 books done, all right? And then you can go play and make video game stories and stuff, but just get the dang books done. But I know under pressure, and I know how that is. Obviously, here at the beginning of the episode, I'm complaining about people wanting me to produce, and then, you know, here I am complaining about the guy not producing. It takes, you know, energy and the want to do that. You know what I mean? Like you have to like really be wanting to do that to be creative. You can't just force yourself to be creative. It comes, inspiration comes either naturally or not at all. You can't force inspiration. So I get it. I mean, I know he, you know, wrote 5 amazing books in like a very, not a short period of time, but in kind of a short period of time. A couple, 20 years, 15 years or whatever, he came up with 5 books. That's pretty amazing, especially considering how big and long the books are. I'm just going to move on to the next topic right now, because obviously I'm not doing very well on this one. So anyway, but he just, I think he burned himself out. And that happens. Artists, it's like a rock band. They get their best, 6 albums, 3 albums usually, actually, 1 or 2 great albums, and then they're done. They start putting out other stuff, but it's just crap, and it's never the same as the original good, stuff that they came out with. So it's probably the same idea here. How can we still be 18 miles away? I don't get it. All right, I'm going to continue on, folks, and I'll see you as exciting things happen. Our speed limit has dropped to 24, so I'm going to actually apply brakes down to 20. I don't know where it's going to pick back up again, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. Drop it down to 20. Got to see some nice SD40-2 action there from the SD40-2 twins. Hold me now. Baby, love me now. Sorry. Warm. Oh, my cold and tired heart. Yeah, we did that. We went there. Sorry. Here's a little town. Please be careful when traversing these roads. CSX power. All right, we've come down. The grade is lessening, so we're going to reduce that power back. We're still going downhill, but we're going downhill much less than we were. We've gone 3 miles. Seems like a lifetime we've been traveling. There we go. Now speed's picking back up. Try to hold it there. Gotta watch it carefully now. Will 21 hold it? I think it will. I mean, will 6 hold it at 21? Or something like that. This is the nature part of the route. A couple cities here and there you guys saw we passed through. But in general, it's pretty rugged. I think that's the Allegheny River, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty soon here we're going to be able to let the... we're going to get the let out. It goes up to 35. And then I'll get up to 35, and then all of a sudden there'll be like a place where we cross over to the other tracks, and it'll give me like 20 feet of a warning, like, oh, by the way, slow down. That's what they always do. And see that? Oh, no, look, 30 miles. So it goes up to 35. I don't think we ever actually hit the 35 because it's going to go right to 30. That's just the way it works. There's a little village ahead. And we're heading back down a grade again, though I think we're pretty far down the mountain, but keep engine power up. Somebody knocked those signs over there. There's a spade on the ground. Now, my bell hasn't broken on this mission, which is surprising. Surprising. Excellent. I'm going to let the speed build up a little bit to 25, because we can go 25 here. We can actually go 30. I just don't want to get close to 30, because with the way things go for me, I'll end up going too fast and then not being able to control it and then dying. So we're going to keep it at 25. We're going to pause for a sec. I'll be right back. Here we run along the rivulets. Come down the mountain. Some rapids right there, though they don't look very rapidish, do they? It's kind of more like a slow rolling river. I think in real life that it's pretty fast moving water through this section, but could be wrong. Just has that look, like, you know, obviously coming down the mountain and then all those rocks and stuff. It's probably whitewater rafting country. I don't know. We're still freaking 16 miles away. So we haven't gained. It must be like as the crow flies. Yeah, that's I think how it works. So maybe we'll come around one of these peaks and all of a sudden be like 4 miles away. I don't know. It's kind of rough not making any ground. Whoa! Guess we're going down a pretty steep grade here. We'll jump that up to B8 there and pop the brake on. We're over. Not a ton over, though, so we're okay. We're in the yellow, not the red, so we won't get score counted against us. But take it back down to 25. Good. All right, I'm going to continue on. I'll see you in a minute. Well, we finally knocked off a mile, but we are still a long, long way from the end of this route. So I'm going to call it a break here on this episode. We'll pick up in the next episode. Probably still a good hour of driving left to do. So, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed this episode of Train Sim World 2 as we took the eastbound coal partway down the mountain, and we'll take it the rest of the way soon. Have a great night. Be sure to subscribe. Thumbs up always help. And I'll see you in these beauties again for the next exciting episode. See you soon, guys. Bye.